Hey everybody, had a request and I put out a video on controlling your fear, and didn't quite elaborate enough on it. Like I said, I can talk about all the psychological and the physiological effects, but the biggest thing is just sparring all the time. I used to have the opportunity to spar every day, and didn't matter if the guy was bigger than you, smaller than you. Today is different. You know, people don't like to spar hard, and people want an explanation for every little movement. And if you hit somebody too hard, then they stop and give you the look like, God, I'm just a white belt. But back in the 90s, even after 9/11, sparring was just sparring, man. It was good fun. It was just getting in there, throwing your gear on, and banging it out with each other, just punching and kicking. And I used to say, you know, just punch, kick, sweat, move, and live, because it felt so good when you didn't have to worry about the drama. I had some women who would throw down, and some teenage girls, man, they could scrap. And I had some black belts, quite a few black belts. And I had three in particular that, well, they ended up trying to sabotage me later on down the road, but I'll talk about that later. But it's just all about sparring. You know, my black belts were lucky enough to have a relationship with the greatest kickboxer in history, and that was Dennis Alexio. And he would come in every day. So for a bunch of these guys in Hawaii who are always saying, yeah, brah, you know, I was Dennis's sparring partner, cause the majority of them are lying, you know, or they were at the right place at the right time and got to jump in the ring with him for a round or two. But he was with us, and he trained with us every day. And he had so much respect, and it was mutual respect, because I gave him the same respect right back, that he actually started wearing a Taekwondo uniform and putting his black belt back on. Coming in, he'd stretch out the class, he'd train with the class. You know, he was training for fights. He'd just come in and work on the bags. And you'd watch this man hit and kick and punch those bags, and you would just feel sorry for his opponents. And for me, whenever I was sparring with this guy and I would take those hard shots from him, and he would give you hard shots, he didn't show you any mercy, then my thought process was, holy shit, this hurts. But if I can take his shots, what's somebody my own size going to do to me? And that's the way we sparred. You know, we didn't let an injury take us out. You know, a broken toe or a bruised shin or a twisted ankle or something like that. We taped that shit up and we just kept sparring. We were there every day. And there was a time, my black belts, all of us, we were all there for each other. You know, and I always try to give everyone in my school, you know, my wife and I both, we try to accept them and love them like family. But it doesn't mean you're not going to work hard. Doesn't mean you're not going to play hard. Because we did, man. We worked hard and we played hard. If we had injuries, we taped it up and we just kept moving. And if we were aware of somebody's injury, of course, we would try to be careful or be cognizant of it. But we still push that person hard. Because the mindset now is, oh my God, you hit me too hard. I need to learn how to do this, and then I can spar hard. And back then it was just, let's do it. Let's just do it. So when you guys are sparring, for me, that's my key. Just getting in there and banging it out hard. Black belts, green belts, red belts, purple belts, it didn't matter. Get in there and take your shots, because when you walk away realizing, man, I took that. I took a hard spinning back kick or a hard left hook. I took a left hook or an overhand right that would make most guys cry. That should be such a boost to your morale and your motivation and make you want to do it that much more. My wife's family is all Hawaiian, very prominent in the martial arts world. You may have heard of the Ed Parker family. The Lindsay family in Hawaii is a very prominent, very proud Hawaiian family. And they were controlled, or not controlled, but they were overseen by the matriarch and Angie's grandmother. And what a sweet lady this lady was. And every weekend when I was done sparring, we would go to her house for dinner. And when we got there, I would literally have to limp inside the house, and she would start crying, seeing me limping, knowing that I was in pain. And I just laugh. I'd be like, Tutu, it's okay, it's okay. I love this. I love this. It was great. And you don't get that anymore. But you know, now it's like I said, I had a few black belts that were actually trying to backstab me, but the black belts now, the senior belts, color belts, it's kind of, they want you to take more time with them. They want you to be more cautious. They want to be more fragile. Everybody wants the same thing. They want to be tough. They want to be badasses, but everybody doesn't want to climb that ladder to get there. They kind of want you to give them a piggyback, and you can't do that if you're sparring. So if you're sparring, spar safe, spar hard, but spar somebody who's going to push you and make you work for it. And if you get bumps and bruises along the way, those are badges of honor. Suck that shit up and keep moving forward. Be proud of yourself. Hey, this is Bob Smith. Blood makes you related, and loyalty makes you family. Out.